So, Nadeem, first of all, could you give us an idea of what legislation covers a landlord's responsibilities in private rented and what those responsibilities are?
Certainly, Karl. So the piece of legislation we're going to be discussing today is Section 11 of the Landlord and Tenant Act 1985. So what this piece of legislation does, Karl, it sets out the landlord's legal repairing obligations. So it states that the landlord is responsible for any disrepair to the structure and exterior of the property. That includes the external pipework, guttering, drains. The landlord's also responsible to ensure that the installations in the property are kept in proper repair and working order. So that's installations for the supply of water, gas, electricity, sanitation, space heating, heating water. I think we need to break it down in plain English so everybody can understand what I mean. So we're talking about the external. So we're talking about like external walls, external doors and windows, external roof. We're talking about the foundations, the flooring. We're talking about anything that forms the structure of the building.
And in terms of installations, that simply means, so installations for the provision of sanitation means basically toilets, baths, things like that.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah. So, for example, you've got the water pipes as well, all the associated pipework and plumbing that goes along with it as well. Now, a tenant is expected to have some responsibilities as well, and it's quite normal as part of your occupancy of any property. And you've probably often heard the quote being thrown about tenant-like manner or behaving in a tenant-like manner. So it's generally accepting things as everyday life. So you're responsible for things like ensuring the property is ventilated, or let's say unblocking the sink or the toilet. Okay.
Changing light bulbs,
batteries to smoke alarms, and so forth. So it's the things that you need to accept as everyday life, basically.
And would you suggest checking your contract as well?
Most definitely, because sometimes, I mean, your rights are going to depend not only on the legislation, but whatever's set out in your contract. So let's say, for example, your landlord has stated in your contract that they're responsible for unblocking the sinks. Well, there you go. It's not your responsibility.
So Section 11 and your contract are the two main things. Check what your contract says. That should outline what you're responsible for, what the landlord's responsible for. But even if you haven't got a contract, Section 11 always applies.
It'll be implied, won't it? Whether it's verbal or contractual, written contract as well.